Hi, friends. It is Tuesday. I hope everyone is having a beautiful week. It's also Lunar New Year's. So there's a few things you're not supposed to be sweeping or washing your hair or your body. Don't shower today. Wait until tomorrow. You're not supposed to be cutting things with scissors or knives. And you're not supposed to take out the trash outside your house. You can put things in the trash can, but you can't take it outside the house. Lunar New Year is also known as Chinese New Year's, and these are all just little things that people do for luck, and I'm actually just learning about this. It's pretty cool. I'm not actually someone who's ever really believed in luck. I feel like the decisions we make paired with the circumstances that we're in pretty much, for the most part, dictate the outcome of our lives overall. In psychology, they call this locus of control. People who have a very high locus of control tend to believe what I just said, but more so that your decisions absolutely create the outcome. People with lower locus of control have stronger beliefs that the outcome is affected by what is around you, okay, by your environment. The truth is, reality is probably somewhere in the middle, right? Where we end up is dictated by not just our decisions. It's a combination of our decisions, in the context and in relation to our circumstances or the situations that we may have found ourselves in at this juncture in our lives. And what I like to tell everyone is, if you're having a hard time, maybe today's the worst day, and I've said this in many of my videos, just because it's the worst day does not mean it's the last day. There's always room for improvement. There's always room to move forward, and there's always room for peace and happiness in each and every one of our futures. There's always room to make the road ahead of us speak significantly louder than the road behind us. I do believe that we have that control. That is within us. Now, are things going to happen? Bad things happen for no reason just because the world isn't perfect and neither are humans? Absolutely. Things that you can't control and didn't deserve? Absolutely. It's what we do with those traumas. Falling from grace is normal. Falling from grace should be expected. It's how we stand back up that matters. And I'm so grateful for every single one of you. As always, even spending 2 minutes of your day with me. I have a little tiny update announcement, and we talk about some current events, and I'll try to keep it short because I know that everyone's pressed for time because we've all got a million things on our plate and life is short. So thank you for being here. So I filmed a 2-part little piece on the NCI engineer reality scoring system for a courthouse kidnapping on YouTube. And if you're tuning in for the first time, go check out courthousekidnapping.com, where I talk about my advocacy work and why my advocacy work is going in a direction than what it once was. It's a bizarre story filled with twists and turns that nobody ever expects. I mean, it's certainly, I can say for certain that I've never met one person in my life who had accidental polygamists on their lifetime bingo card. Not once, not one person. So I'm so excited to be getting back into coaching. My life coaching stuff, I don't like the term life coach because of everything I just said. You can't coach life. Life's going to do what life's going to do. We can only coach how we react to life, how we stand back up after we fall or are pushed down. Okay. And I hope that my story can be an inspiration for anyone who is getting it thrown at them in ways that are unimaginable, truly. So go check that out. But So I did this video, I did this little video series, and I wanted to put both of them together, part 1 and part 2, because I had 2 hours of me talking, and I wanted to kind of condense it a little bit and make it into one. And I've never been to school for editing videos, guys. Like, all of this is new and unexpected, an unexpected life turn for me, this whole video thing, the content creator thing, everything. And I'm very grateful and excited about this journey. But it's important to understand that I am certainly still learning. And for some reason, websites, I mean, I've been making websites for years, and it's just come so easy to me. It could be because I've been doing it for years, but video editing, maybe not so much. So there are parts in the video where I was editing it, and the track and the picture somehow have fallen out of sync with each other. And I even went in and bleeped out some curse words, which, first of all, I think it's great that I'm starting to use curse words again in those videos, because it means that my sadness is becoming a pliable anger that I can use for good, that I can use. And, and this is something that I really want to teach in my coaching. Negative emotions are not useless. No, they are not. Negative emotions can motivate you. You have to identify them, and you have to evolve them into something that you can work with. So the fact that I'm even getting my confidence enough back to use curse words is great, but I tried to do the cool bleep thing over them, and somehow that was on a different track, because now it's where the bleep doesn't cover the curse word. So it goes bleep, and then a second and a half later the F-bomb comes, and it's so, I don't know how to fix it. I've been working on this for 3 days. I've had to redo it 4 times. I'm just going to film a little disclaimer at the beginning and let everyone know that the bleeps are not censors, they're warnings. And when my face doesn't match the words coming out because there's a little delay, just don't look. Okay, we're just not gonna look at those because I don't know how to fix it. I'm still learning. 3 days, you guys. just in editing. And I mean, I'm teaching myself this. Anyways, nobody's perfect. And hey, you know what? If family courts can't be perfect, I don't think we need to expect Jamie's editing skills to be perfect either. Right? Super Bowl halftime show. Super Bowl halftime show. I wanted to wait a bit for everyone to settle their emotions down before I rile everybody up again. I loved it. Oh my goodness, I loved it. It was so cool. I didn't understand a word because I don't speak Spanish, obviously. I feel like after all that trauma, I'm still kind of relearning English again. Anyways, but I loved it. I loved the dancing. I've never wanted to go out and buy a skirt more in my life. Are we bringing skirts back? I love that. And the energy, the visuals, the instrumental. Oh my goodness, who cares if you don't understand the words? It was so cool. It was awesome. I loved it. It looked like you were watching a music video, and I liked that. I mean, I like all the Super Bowl halftime shows pretty much. Not super into football, but I like the shows in the middle. I feel the same way about regular football. I wish in professional football they would throw the cheerleaders on the field a little more. Literally throw them. You know how you ever watch cheerleading, college cheerleading? Whew. I don't know how that's not more of a blood sport, because you see them throw those chicks up 30 feet. And for a second, you're just like, oh my God, catch her. Oh, it's stress. And then they go, safe. Whew, that was close. Because if you don't watch competitive college cheerleading, you should. And I was never a cheerleader. I got the pep, but I do not have the coordination. I don't got the moves. That's the problem. That's okay. Nobody's perfect. So I loved it. I thought it was, I didn't understand the complaints at all. At all. I mean, is it because, and I had never heard of Bad Bunny before. I mean, I heard of him, but I had never heard his music. Obviously, like I said, I don't speak Spanish. I don't really listen to that kind of music. The show was amazing. I love the ending message. The only thing stronger than hate is love. That is 1000% true. It is so true. The overarching message, if you can't get behind it, then something's not clicking, you know? And also, he's Puerto Rican, and Puerto Rico is, if you're born in Puerto Rico, you get a United States passport. So, I don't understand. I don't understand the outrage at all. And I didn't understand the outrage before it either. And you know what? We have one of the guys who lives here is a football fanatic. He is a Redskins fan. And when all of this started popping off like months ago, and I heard people were like, oh, Bad Bunny singing in Spanish at Super Bowl, people mad at it. I went to him and I said, do you know about this? How you feel? And he was like, who cares? He goes, Jamie, I watched the Super Bowl for the football because I like football. He was like, usually when the halftime show comes on, I'm outside smoking a cigarette. Like, that's my cigarette break time. He was like, people who are watching Super Bowl because they like football, they don't care. That's not why they're there. That's not why they're there. And as someone who only watches the Super Bowl for the halftime show, but isn't into football at all, I can promise you that even if it was someone that was the most uninteresting person on the planet, I would not be sad about it. I probably wouldn't even know. How would I know? It was a great show. It was a great show. And you know, people are like, it wasn't in English. Well, don't ever go to the opera. You're going to leave mad. You will leave mad. If you didn't like this Super Bowl halftime show, don't ever go to the opera. I loved it. I loved it. Oh, I loved it. I love high energy stuff like that, you know? And with music, it's not just the words. It's not just the lyrics. If you're just worried about the words, then you're probably more of a poem person, right? Yeah. The instrumentals matter. The visuals matter. I loved it. It was a great show. It was perfect. 10 out of 10. Loved it. And there was a lot of symbolism in it that I didn't understand because I'm not from Puerto Rico. And there's a lot of symbolism that a lot of y'all didn't understand because you're not from Puerto Rico either. But who cares? It was so good. Let that symbolism mean something to the people who understand it. Let them have that. Let them. Like, why is it hurting anyone else? For you not, you know what I mean? Like complaining. I just don't understand the complaints. And I don't, baffling. It's very Kim, people are dying if you're complaining about the Super Bowl halftime show. It was good. There were people in those trees, y'all. That is awesome. No opera for y'all. You're going to leave in tears and want your money back. And they're going to look at you like you're fucking crazy. Anyways, let's talk about the Olympics. I want to talk about the Norwegian bronze medalist winner who, when being interviewed about how he felt about winning the Olympics, he didn't get gold. Maybe if he had won gold, his speech would be different. Oh no. But if you haven't heard about this, he was basically up there, and they were like, how do you feel? And he was like, honestly, I cheated on my ex-girlfriend like so long ago. I told her a week ago. He's like, I've had better moments in life. It's like he's sitting there with an Olympic medal in his hands. I don't even know how I feel about it. His girlfriend, not even his wife, his girlfriend. I don't even know how I feel about that. As someone, just like many other people, probably most people, I would think, who has been cheated on multiple times by multiple different people. I cannot even for 2 seconds fathom that any one of them would be sitting at a table with an Olympic medal in their hands apologizing to me. I can't tell if this makes this person the worst boyfriend on the planet or like kind of a shining star. Actually, you make a mistake and then you have the whole world, you guys, the whole world is at the Olympics. It's not just local news. It's not even just national news. You have the entire globe eyes on you. And you're like, I cheated and it sucked and this sucks. And then, oh my goodness. And then, so apparently, I don't know if she reached out to the news or some news outlet found her and reached out, but she was just kind of like, yeah, I saw it. Wow. So many psychological dynamics going on there. Being cheated on does suck. But I mean, oh my goodness, winning the Olympics would be awesome. I mean, that's what I don't know what, I feel like we each have our own like personal version of what the Olympics would be for us, right? I don't know what the Olympics would be for me. Some other award somewhere else. It wouldn't be in athleticism, that's for damn sure. But that's probably never going to happen for that guy again. I mean, maybe if he harnesses his disappointment within himself, or now I want so many details. Like, this couldn't have been just like a one-off like accident. He had too much to drink and accidentally started making out with someone else. The guys will use that as an excuse. I've heard it, and you're just like, well, that's a weird accident to me. But like, it couldn't have been that. If he had to have been multiple times. Like, she had to be over this dude. I don't know. Or maybe she just has self-respect. Who knows? Crazy. So this winter has been one of just so many personal revelations for me. And I'm so grateful for all of you, as I always never forget to say. It's very important. And don't forget, I just launched recently my little coaching website, which is still kind of just a skeleton. It's just 2 pages. It's just a homepage and terms, but I'm going to be adding more to that. I've been spending 4 days trying to edit this video. I want to get it right. Nothing can be perfect. It's all a journey. The other thing that I think we're all just we're all speechless is these files. There's so much. I touched on when they were first released, like 3 weeks ago, whatever, in a different video. 3.5 million files, right? And there's so much in there that is horrific. that I feel, and I think a lot of other people probably do as well, that it's so horrible. It's hard to let your brain understand these kinds of just inhuman, that things like this can happen to children, or to any human, to children. And that there are so many wolves in sheep's clothing, a lot more than I think any of us anticipated. Because you don't want to believe that. You don't want to. And for many of us, it's how, especially very empathetic people like myself, it's kind of how we protect our heart by not believing it, because it's rough. It's rough, and it changes the way you think about the world. And it's crazy to me that it's TikTokers that are breaking all these bitches down. They're breaking all the files down. We almost lost TikTok, y'all. Like, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, however many months ago? There almost wasn't a TikTok. It is TikTokers that are going through these 3.5 million files because they're open to the public. And they're coming with receipts. The internet has become this great equalizer, right? Where every piece of information that we get, not every piece of information that we get now, is funneled through the media machine and sanitized for manipulation, in my opinion. I think all we can do is be there for each other. And that's my message in pretty much every video. We are important to each other. It's important now more than ever, especially in our political climate, to be leaning in on our families and friends and the people who are in our tribe. You know, hug everyone a little tighter. Savor moments a little bit more. I think that's the big takeaway. That's the takeaway that we can all use in our own personal lives from this. Everything that happens in life that you either experience, witness, or learn of should be, or hear of, whatever, should be a learning experience, right? Everything that affects you, we need to ask ourselves, what does this teach me about myself? What does this teach me about the environment? What does this teach me about the party or parties involved other than myself? Those are the 3 big takeaways. And it's so easy to look at the world right now and just think, okay, well, humans are cooked. What's happening? Like, it's important to protect the people around you. You know, we can't get to those people. We can't get, most of us, majority of us, especially not as individuals as well, we can't get to the people who are doing these things. We have full access to ourselves and the people in our own tribe. And those are the people that you need to be focused on also. And you know what? Another channel, and I love this channel, Oompaville. When I put this on Facebook, I'm going to link that channel in the description because he's hilarious. He was going through them, and I like how he approaches everything with a seriously lighthearted tone, if that makes sense. We have to have humor. We would be crying every single day because the world sucks if we couldn't laugh. I have learned this so much more with every fiber of my being, even just in my own journey over the last 4 years. And I've always been a pretty jolly person. And I'm a jolly ass bitch, y'all. Always have been. It's just a part of my personality. It's part of my soul. You know, I've always been this perky, jolly Jamie. But, you know, he was like, why are they texting over? There's so many emails, but they're not put together like an email is supposed to be put together. They're like text messages. He was like, why are they texting over emails? And why do all these people write like idiots? And it's true. It's a good question. I don't know how they could be down with so much weird shit, but have so much against the comma is beyond me. Anyways, this is my reminder to every single one of you. And if you're here this long, we are at 26 minutes. Okay. If you are here this long, I am extra grateful. You have spent more time listening to me than just today than my own mother has in many, many, many years. So you're awesome. You're the real MVP. I want everyone to have a beautiful week. Remember, it is the Lunar New Year, so no sweeping, no washing your hair or body, no taking the trash out of your house. You could put trash in the can, but you can't take it out of your house. And you are not supposed to be using knives or scissors. Now, like I said at the beginning, these are all little luck things for Chinese Lunar New Year, whatever. And I'm not someone who has ever really believed in luck. But when I take that within consideration, how unlucky my life has been, maybe it's time for some change. So, I don't know. Let's just throw it all on the wall and see what sticks, right? Okay. Well, thank you guys. I want to remind everyone to stay grateful for all of our blessings, for bringing us peace, and every single one of our challenges for bringing us strength. Lord knows we need it all. And if you are looking for standalone coaching or a monthly package, you can also go to contextuallyhumancoaching.com and reach me through that. And I'm so grateful. The video is coming out of the NCI engineer reality scoring system on a courthouse kidnapping on YouTube. And I'm just going to need everyone to bear with me on that one because I ain't going to be perfect. Just like none of us, which is fine. Thank you guys. And like I said, I hope you have a beautiful week.